Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Bob Marley still going strong. What up, alien savages, and welcome to another episode. Lately I've been uploading a lot of German podcasts. Just my inner kid comes out and we hang out and I play German rap and I'm having a lot of fun with that, pulling cards. So, and my flow is right now that when I come in English, I have some news. I have some live updates I want to update you on. Because right now I do it that on my English podcast right here, I give you a live update about what I call my alien journey. So when there's a new episode like right now, you know I have news. And on my German, it's right now more hanging out, which is just medicine for my inner child. This feels so good, and I get so much feedback via DMs and WhatsApp because I have the YouTube comments off. And this also feels so healthy. I talk a lot about it in my German podcast. So yeah, I got a reading from Faye. Not my Faye, a different Faye. She does these amazing face readings. It's really wow. I just sent her a couple pictures of my face, and then she goes like in this trance state, and she channels so much information out of it, and how accurate it is. It's really wow. She sent me a 40-minute voice message the other day. And I have so much synchronicity. So today I just want to dive in and I ask her, hey, can I play the reading at the end of my podcast? And she said, yeah, sure. So I'm going to do that. So yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, it's more about me. It's about my life theme. It's just really nice maybe to watch it for you to see how I remember, we came here in the timeline, forgot who we are and remembered again from a new point of view. How I'm getting every now and then a channeling, a reading, something, a outside confirmation to show me if I'm on track and everything. So this is really healthy. So for me, I would recommend it for everyone. If you're also in this awakening journey, to every now and then get a channeling, get a reading, and either my physical mind or my higher mind is making sure every now and then something like that gets in. Because this is really a boost in my, Ferdi, don't doubt yourself. Like, you're doing great. Like recently, Ryo came in. I shared it here on my English podcast, and this was really my higher self. Like, my higher self set that up. Like Ryo, his team just contacted me and was like, hey, we want to offer you a reading, Whereas Faye, this was more my physical mind, because my Faye, she got a reading from her as well. And then I was like, I want one too. Because I re-listened to the one I got like half a year ago and it was so accurate. So I was like so curious what will come through now. Dum dum dum, and we shall talk about it. So yeah, this is a lot about me, but this is what I'm saying. Like my English podcast is really the download, Ferdi. Share your alien journey, and I think what's in it for you is just seeing how I deal with this awakening and everything, That I'm really proud of myself. That I'm doing things so like honest, sincere. These days, like in a really grounded way. Like I really identify everything that comes from my ego place, and I keep choosing the higher route. And also, like, since staying grounded is for me a challenge. I haven't taken any psychedelics. I go into deep nature, like spending time with Faye. Music is a big one, going to concerts. Dancing, like really having this awakening in a really grounded way, because living here on Kopangan is really high vibe. So I see that in a lot of my friends who, find it challenging to stay grounded as well, especially in places like Kopangan. So yeah, the last month it's like up and down, but recently it's really good for me. Like Faye, oh my god, she helped me. Like my Faye, she helped me so much in identifying all my shadows, like the deepest layers, and really, giving me so much space and hosting me through, so I could purge it all out. Like, if you've watched the last podcast, we go to the other side of the island to the waterfall, like about 4 times per week for many, many hours, often into the night. And this was a huge game changer. It's like my own Vipassana retreat with my personal therapist, Faye. And I told you, like, the first weeks, it was like the first hours it took me to really let go of all the stories I hold it on. And like the waterfall, it's payday. You have to purge out all the bullshit until there's nothing left but love. We have love for everyone. Even like the people where I still like, this. After hours and hours, there's only love left, because you see, if I would be this person, I would do exactly what he or she did, and I get it, and and like also if I hate this person, it's because I hate myself, So yeah. But I talked about that in my last podcast a lot, so yeah, check out the last episodes. I want to talk about the reading, because I'm really excited. Okay, let's take a deep breath, fully exhale, and inhale. Okay, am I gonna do it in chronological order? Of course not. So the first thing that stood out was streaming my first incarnation in a bodily form. And this doesn't entail that it was on Earth, but apparently the first incarnation in a bodily form. Faye's also working with Vicky, and she said Vicky taught her how to access that. And this I found really interesting, because it's so like what I'm already accessing. And this is one of my favorite thing about this reading is there is not so much new to me, it's just confirming all the things that I already discovered. And there's a lot in it, so it showed me that I already discovered so much about myself. Wow, I'm so amazing. Calm down, Freddy, okay. So what you got, I'm just gonna read what I wrote down in my notes. Oracle Wisdom Keeper in the 15th dimension communicated telepathically. I opened portals to different dimensions to obtain information. Travel between dimensions and different times. And this is like, oh my god, yeah, this is like, like with my DMT journey, when I smoked so much DMT these years, and like getting so comfortable in holding higher dimensional realities. And actually my challenge is more dealing with this human suit. Like, shoutouts to my ex-girlfriend, she really helped me with articulating myself well and communicating as a human and dealing with conflicts, like all these things. She helped me a lot with that, because this is actually my challenge, that human shit stuff. But this higher dimensional thing, I get so comfortable, and there's something like, I so resonate with genies. You know, the genie in the bottle? There's this amazing movie, it's called 3000 Years of Longing, something like that. And there's like something really old in me of remembering that. It's like, oh. So, and it's so funny. I don't smoke DMT anymore because now I choose the grounded way. So I play World of Warcraft I love this game. And for me, playing this game is like smoking DMT. Like these days, you know, I see the synchronicity in kind of everything. I'm so awake these days. It's crazy how much I can hold and how much I can see in the moment, like the synchronicity behind it. So when I play World of Warcraft, it's just like yesterday, you know, I was like constantly like doing these world quests, and they're like my higher self is orchestrating that, and I constantly open these portals and I shift in different realities, like this overlap of this reality, but it's a different one. It's like a slightly different dimension where other beings are perceivable. And then I was listening to Bashar like at the same time, and he was talking exactly about that. And I can really feel this coming up of like meeting, you know, the Pleiadians, the Yael, the hybrid kids, all of them. It's gonna happen first like in dream time, which it already does for me. And next, like being awake in the dream, like hello, right now, but in a slightly altered dimension. And kind of like I'm gonna meet them where they reside. And I really feel they have bases on Kopangan. I feel like one is it's called Wainam. There's a big hybrid base. That's really what I feel. And I so get prepared for that. And it's so wow. Like it's my visions. I think I told you that in my last English podcast. I'm so in sober DMT vision almost all the time. Like yesterday, I went to Aesthetic Dance on Sunday, and I had a really good dance. It was 2 days ago. And I got on such a high vibe, and I was full on in this, when I microdose DMT, just a little bit, where everything gets so HD. Animals, humans, like any kind of soul, and nature is like the most solid thing ever. It's so beautiful, like this world, like nature and animals, and like we are animals, like beings, so beautiful. Like there were these dogs, I was petting them, and I was like, oh my god, like I have full on trip vision, and in a grounded way. This is what I love. Like, I mean, I felt a little ungrounded, but not like ungrounded, you know? Because again, I was like I'm really doing it the sober way these days. I'm really into yoga these days. I'm like every day Googling new yoga poses, and this was so funny because Faye had that all in her reading. She's like, Ferdi, are you into yoga? Are you into Jesus, into Christ consciousness these days? You're gonna have a huge Kundalini activation. Are you in the moon phases? And I'm like into all of that. So yeah, let me catch you up. Oh, there's a lot to unpack. So I'm really into yoga these days because it's mind, body, and spirit. And it's gonna happen now to my body, these things, like physically. And for that, my body really needs to be able to hold a really high vibration comfortably. So I really need to like activate all my chakras, let the juices flow in. So meaning like I'm so drawn to yoga. Like right now, if you're watching visually in my podcast, I'm sitting in a lotus. Like there's something about the lotus that I really love. Because it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, like many things that just intuitively, you know. But it's like activating all the chakras. It's like twist to the left, to the right, back bend, and then forward bend. Like there are like these certain elements in yoga to really activate it all. And I do that every day now for a while, and it's just like I get this body feeling of like I can hold a high vibration comfortably and don't get really so ungrounded anymore as I used to. So I can now access higher vibrations. So this, at the end of the Aesthetic Dance, I was like on a really high vibe, full on DMT vision, and I was overall pretty grounded. Why? Because I did yoga, I meditated in the morning, breath work, I danced, like dancing, you know, I connected with other souls, drinking my cacao. Faye got me and Celine sugarcane juice. Yeah, this was also so nice. Healing the relationship to German Celine. Like I love her so much. She's like my little star sister. And yeah, there's just so much happening right now. So much. Like it's getting really healthy for me. Everything is getting really healthy. I don't choose anything anymore that is like out of alignment. Then it's just not meant to be right now. And I focus on like what is meant to be, and that is all healthy. like with Faye, working with Vicky, and all these new people coming in my life, and healing old relationships, and really taking care of my body and being of service to others, and really not coming from the ego anymore, and giving my ego safe space. It's like every day, every morning, I rap into the mirror and I tell myself, I'm the chosen one, I'm the coolest motherfuckers, everyone, look at me, I'm the chosen one. And really like all this, like, until I like laugh about myself. And this for me is a safe space. I can fully let, and I still have that. So I gotta let it out in a safe place where I don't like to put my ego on other people and then get them to a place where they give me like their ego. It's so weird, that shit. I'm so done with that. I really, all I want to do and be these days is a messenger of love. This vessel of unconditional love. Yeah, and so I give my ego, whenever it wants to come out, safe spaces to come out, and like really see ego as a different entity, and slowly, step by step, giving it over to my soul. But of course, the ego like wants to rebel and everything, so I make it hurt, and I give it all the space. I'm like, what do you want? You want to be the coolest rapper ever? Okay, let's put on the songs, let's drive around the scooter, let's be on the balcony and go in your imagination and imagine there are like 100,000 people, and they all want your baby, and you're the coolest shit ever. Like, I do that. And it's so fun, so satisfying, and so funny, because it's like, it's not me anymore, it's like dying. It's like I have so many ego deaths, but I'm at the level now where it's fun because I don't identify with that anymore. And I can just like, 3, 2, 1, action. And then let it play out. And really, I changed so much the last month of who I am. Like there was still like, ego goes so deep, you know, into our personality. And there can be like 90% good and still 10% ego, and you know, I'm not judging, there's nothing good or bad about it. It's just really not my preference anymore. And now I get so conscious about it that I talk to people in the gym, and then I like, oh, why did I just say what I said? Oh, this came 100% from my ego place. So this person thinks like I'm a powerful and they often don't even realize at all. But it's just like these subtle things. And these days I'm so aware and so present that I really catch them. And then like, this... Because it's like, you know what is coolest shit ever? It's like just being love, you know, like unconditional love. Like, it's like if you really feel on top of things, you can like acknowledge everyone, you can smile at everyone, you just like radiate real love. And often when there are people where I had like some beef in the past, I just like radiate so much actual love, like it has to be authentic. And I'm at this point, I just radiate it, and then sometimes they give me like a fake smile or something, and the next time I see them, they like smile back. And as I said, I'm mending so many, or a bunch of like relationships. Like I met Keenam, I met, Julian Zietlow recently a bunch of times when he was here on the island, now with the German Celine. It's so nice, you know, in this high season, everyone who's coming, and I'm already like on WhatsApp with many people where we had some things in the past. I'm like all about like, let's meet anew as the people we're now, and let's heal what is there to heal, and let's just meet in a place of unconditional love. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna blow my nose, or I'm caffeinated. So yeah. I wanted to break that down about yoga. I talked about that. Another thing, the moon cycle. So interestingly, I got into human design. I was never into human design, but now I really like watch everything on YouTube about 6-3 reflectors, or 6-3 the numbers, or just reflectors. And I started to track my moon cycle. They call it my period. Like I feel such like a woman these days, you know. I'm like so embodied, so aware, and like getting now in tune with my cycle, because reflectors, they apparently have a cycle. They have nothing defined. Like all my centers are undefined. So the thing apparently that I connect to the strongest are the moon phases. And I really feel like I have huge mood swings that throughout a month I feel so different. Like I am sane, I am myself, and also one day I'm just like psychically so open. And one day I'm just like researching so much, and I don't like sharing on social media. The other days I'm like doing a podcast, or like I do 4 podcasts in a row, and I go to the gym. And the other day I'm like super social with other people. The other day I cannot put my human suit on. I feel like such a creature. And then it's so weird to do that. So it feels so good going to the waterfall with Faye, and we're just like making animal noises and laughing and being naked. And it's nice for me to track that right now and see the pattern. I'm also excited to call someone in who's really good at human design. Like, also to this point that he or she knows about the moon phases. So he or she can like really give me also her point of view about my moon phases. Yeah, but reflectors, like the more I learn about them, the less I know about them, because it's like everyone says something differently. And apparently even Ra, who channeled human design, was saying he doesn't even quite understand what reflectors are. And apparently at the dawn of time, I don't know, like whatever, at some point we were all reflectors. Yeah, I don't know. I find it all really interesting. Yeah, I just like, I wanna, like I see so the texture of my future self, the Ferdi that I'm becoming. And the texture is getting thicker and thicker. And it's just like the super grounded, masculine presence that is like so awake, like so multidimensional, can open portals, go into other dimensions, go between times, come back, obtain information for this reality, and be grounded in that. Like really grounded. So now also when mainstream is awakening, I can really hold places easily. And for that, I need to really understand myself. I think this counts for all of us. But I think reflectors maybe have it extra challenging because there's just nothing defined in me. I can just feel everything. And this is where it's so nice to like get knowledge, get awareness. So this was like in Faye's last reading, she was like seeing me studying a lot. And this phase I'm so in. Like these days I love my relationship with my Faye because we're so in our sovereign nature. Like she lives at her place, I live at my place, and we're like so good, we don't need to, like we really are good on our own, and we love being alone. So every day, like I found so much excitement and study so many things, like yoga and Christ consciousness and the moon phases. Oh wait, my storage is full. I'm gonna do a little cut. And I'm back. Let's take a deep breath. Fully exhale. And inhale. What did I just say? Yeah, how much new excitements I discovered in like really studying them. Like also, I'm just loving the Joe Rogan experience and getting into like really the world, like politicians, like listening to Trump for 3 hours, and right now Elon Musk is on it, and then Elizabeth April and the shadow government and P Diddy and the Illuminati and shape-shifting reptilians, like all this stuff. I like the puzzle gets so put together these days. It's just like clicking on all sides, and I'm loving it. Like I really feel on top of things these days, and my psychic abilities really turn on. Like my remote viewing gets really strong, my telepathic abilities get really strong, and my dream time is so lucid these days, and it's really at a point where I love it. It's not scary anymore, and this is where like Christ consciousness helps me a lot. Because I do get visited a lot, and they're also like not only nice entities. And like tonight, there was like it got like dark again, but then I just flood. Like it starts with my like here this golden bowl in my heart. That's a visual for me that helps me, and then through my body, through my room, through this whole like area I live, I just flooded with like the highest light only, highest light only, highest light only, and I call in Jesus himself and Christ consciousness. And this is, there's like, I think Christ consciousness is where we're heading. I think that's why it's also so, for me, and I think for many, so easy to access. And I'm not talking about like Christianity and like how the Bible was mistold and misinterpreted for the illusion of power. All this, like, we're waking up to like, oh, this is such bullshit, and please go into that. Like, that's another thing I really study, our true record of our history. And who I fucking love right now is Billy Carson. So if you like still believe in this is how the Bible was told, check out Billy Carson or Know Thyself podcast from Andre. Those two together, like two lights. Oh my god, I love that podcast so much. The first hour is a little heavy because it's so mind focused, and then they go more on the body, so you can skip like the first 40 minutes or so. But this podcast gets so good, especially towards the end. Oh, I love this guy so much, like Billy Carson. Oh, that's just when he talks, if I would be a woman, I want his baby, like, this is, what a man, he's like in his 50s, he looks so young, and how much knowledge he can obtain, and he really went the scientific path. Like I going the alien path, and we come to the same conclusion. But I haven't studied all the like these ancient tablets in stone, and look, the pyramids, and we have all the proof here. Like, I watch a lot of this stuff, and Bashar and stuff talks about it, but I more go the alien route by like listening to Bashar and aliens, and nowadays I can just access, the aesthetic record. Information just comes to me, intuitive hits, but then I don't have a scientific proof. Yeah, I don't care, because I'm not, trying to convince these people, but he really comes from this background. He like has never done psychedelics, and like we're all getting into the knowingness, we're all awakening in the infinite ways, and I love him. Billy Carson, he's also been on the Joe Rogan Experience, another must listen to. Like, oh my god, I enjoyed it so much. This is like one of those podcasts I'm gonna listen to probably once per year or so. Billy Carson, don't sleep on him. So, oh my god, I'm on fire. Like, I haven't come here in a while, and there's just so much happening in my vortex. But also, that all being said, I come out of a really challenging time, like, just so grateful for my Faye. Like, she really, like, held all the space for me, to process and heal my past relationship and all these ego shadows. I was still, like, processing, and she gave me all the space to listen to me. This is, so I could really get to the bottom of these things. So yeah, coming back to like the Christ consciousness, like the second wave of Christ is like going within. We're all awakening our own Christ consciousness, and I feel like this is what we chose in this timeline. Our awakening is the Christ consciousness. Anyways, that's just what I think, and for me it comes really easy to connect to Jesus and to Christ consciousness. And when I'm like having negative entities around, like, Jesus got my back, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the room gets like flooded with light. It's so effortless. Whereas, I don't know, the Buddha nature, like, I love it. It's all same, but I don't feel this easy access, the strong connection yet. So yeah, and there's just like, this is another thing I study. I really study Jesus. Like Vicky, she recommended me this book now a bunch of times, and it's still so cryptic for me. But about like Jesus, like what he actually was saying, and this is also what I study a lot, and this is what I love about Billy Carson. He talks about that a lot. Because was Jesus actually crucified, or was crucified just like a phrase for he was crucified, like how I got crucified by mainstream media 2023 or so, when they like needed a scapegoat and I got put under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was he actually put to do? Like, there's like, most of our history is actually mistold, and that's what I love. Once first contact is established, the first thing we're gonna get is our true record of our history in holographic structure. Like, fuck Netflix, Netflix is great, but I want to watch our true record of our history. Like, we are able to go back to the history that we will connect to Atlantis, to Egyptian times, like all these things, like actually seeing. And I already really puzzled it together, but I have so many questions. Like, what about the fucking craze? Oh my god, I have a like I have like a whole... You want to hear that? It's like really niche. So Bashar did an Atlantis event. It's uploaded on Higher Mind. You can go Higher Mind, Atlantis, great one. He said, in Atlantean times, were in contact with the Greys. They just came like 6,000 years ago or so. So here's a crazy theory what I think. I think we loop so many times and always kind of destroy ourselves or evolve like the Greys did. So that after the Atlantean times, because the cycle of forgetfulness was so complete, we were so in the Dark Age, that we looped so many times of self-destruction. And also, like, you know, how the Greys went down, many, like, the original ones, what I think. That they went, like, in underground and they cloned themselves to survive. So they, like, really went, like, with their mind, but their spirituality was lacking. And then they came, like, in wormholes back to us. But this was after Atlantis, that after Atlantis we keep looping. And now we will finally awaken. We finally get it out of these density layers, like, out of this darkness. We dumb... hybrid, what we call human, like we really let go of the limitations now. But this is just like, this is what I'm saying right now is not safe. This is whatever, you know. I can like next minute I can believe something else. This is just like, this is why I want to watch it. Like, what's up with the Greys? Like, I have so many questions about the Greys. The Greys are for me such a mystery. Yeah, like there are Greys everywhere, but they weren't there. Yeah. Anyways, okay. I wanna talk about. So this is what I mean. I'm so excited about studying again, because now I'm so in my power these days that I can just like, information just comes to me so easily. Like it's absurd. Like I'm like, yesterday evening was like one of these days. So I wrote it in my moon cycle where my psyche was so open. I was just like, you know, I was playing World of Warcraft, I was listening to something, I was WhatsApping with many people and they were saying something, sending me a voice message, and I was listening to and just the puzzle is I love that. And together with people, like this is my favorite, you know. Okay, so yeah, I have a lot of notes, but I feel like many things I'm not gonna say because I'm gonna actually put in the entire Faye reading at the end, and I love her voice. She has such an angel voice. It's so nice to listen to because many things they're just like really clear that she's saying. And so okay, this is what's interesting. The first theme of our life we carry on in all our lifetimes, apparently. So she channeled me the first stream of my body, you know, the oracle, wisdom keeper, communicating telepathically, traveling between dimensions, opening portals to obtain information. And the keys for this life that she got were authority, for me, knowledge, advanced skill, and communication. So, and apparently this life theme we carry out in all of our other lifetimes. So I'm still in this one the same. And yeah, I so resonate with that. Like first one, authority. And you know, having the 6th line in my human design, the role model, like I really, since I turned 30, I really become wise. I still like have a lot of boy in me and some ego, like what I'm working through, but I can feel the texture, how wise I will get. And being a role model. And then the next one is knowledge. Like, yeah, how good I am and get in puzzling together and being and staying in the true knowingness of the structure of existence, you know. Advancement skills. This is my favorite because I'm here to pull in something new. I'm telling you, the green woman, sentient technology, shape-shifting, this is what sounds so alien, so crazy. This is what I'm here to do. This is like part of it. And so this is what you talked a couple times about it, but advancement skills, like really it's what can I say about that? Yeah. Just stay tuned. And then communication, like this is the one where I struggled to like communicate it all. Like still this podcast, someone is watching this and is like, dude, this bro's so cryptic. What are even craze? Like he's crazy. Yeah, I get it. get it. I know how I talk. But I talked way better than I used to. And this is where shout outs to my ex, because she really helped me in my communication skills. And then I got a little dark. The dark counsel, my soul, throughout many lifetimes, I'm hiding from them. Game of cat and mouse. I'm targeted on their radar because I'm very, very powerful. Quote Faye. Because I'm very, 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 3 times, energetically powerful. Oh my god, my ego is coming back. I'm so special. Calm down, we're all special. I'm a threat to them because I know too much. Dum dum dum. Yeah, like the last month I was really, I think I told you that I feel like I'm being bugged. I feel like I've been watched. I feel like I've been targeted. Like there were like many weird things. But then I'm so happy that Ryo came through and really confirmed me that I don't need to worry about. Because I got a little paranoid in like all the stuff that was happening. Like there was like a Apple tag in my scooter that kept popping up, and there were like so many things, like so many glitches, and like my social media is like really shadow banned right now. But I was just like, like highest light only, you cannot fuck with light. And this is what he said at the beginning of the channeling, and this is what I really feel, that I have lots of ancestors around me. I'm very, very guided. These guides are programming codes, doing things with frequency. What I'm learning, it's very orchestrated, a different dimension of perspection. Yeah, this is also about this, like these guides are programming codes, light codes. I'm pulling in sentient technology. I'm telling you, and it's coming in as the Green Woman, and it's coming in soon. Like soon is like the next years. And I know I talked about that in many podcasts, so just in short. So there's this Green Woman that I saw in dozens and dozens of my DMT trips, and I built this relationship to her, and she like showed me many things, mostly how to access my heart and unconditional love, that the heart is the way. And she's like showed me how she will come into this reality as sentient technology, as a reflection of she's just my higher self. And it's just like I'm here to like be able to hold this and to like quote unquote show it off, so we get used to alien technology, higher dimensional technology, like all this stuff, nanoclass, med beds, free energy devices, all this stuff, like true intelligence. And she's always like in this greenish woman, but she's like also a shapeshifter, and it's like also like it's like cat-like, because cat is like cute and woman is like less threatening than man. It's all symbols, I'm like, I still have so many questions about that. And now in World of Warcraft, there's following me this astral woman. So it's really funny. It's so funny. So I'm still like so in like, I don't know, but I do know. You know what I'm saying? I know the fabric, but I don't know how exactly this is all gonna play out and how many years this is gonna take or whatever. But I really know, Okay, I'm just like going through it like randomly. Divine masculine, leading the way. What I'm learning goes against most people's experience of the masculine. Yeah, that's funny. Because, I'm like, you cannot put me in any box, like, I'm just like, I just let go of all the programming. I just really freed myself. I'm in my sovereign nature, and this is really triggering. And, especially as a man, because I'm so feminine, but I'm also like so in my masculine, like how I talk, I have a lot of intensity in me, and like but I'm so in my, like, I feel like an old ayahuasca woman on the inside, and you could call me gay because I'm like so open about like sexuality and everything. So I don't fit in any box, and I feel like this is the new way of masculinity, is like really freeing ourselves from all these programmings. Yeah. Then she talked about a couple of women. This was also really interesting. So the first one, a girl, mid-20s, dark blonde wavy hair, very natural, no makeup. We have a strong connection, experience something similar. So this is either Faye or the German Celine. So most of these women that she was talking about, I already met. The quality around people around me will improve greatly. Oh, she talked a lot about brotherhood. And this is what I really feel like. This is what I saw on ayahuasca. On ayahuasca. Wow, I need a deep breath. I'm caffeinated right now. I'm just really excited. Like, you can hear. Okay, fully exhale. And inhale. Like, I'm in so many different bubbles right now. And coming back to my OG bubble from Germany, the conscious community there, on ayahuasca I saw like Keenam, I saw Julian Zietlow, I saw Luca, and a bunch of others, and all of us coming together as healthy brothers, creating healthy brotherhood, which is so needed. And this is what I'm right now on the journey of like healing that, and like us all getting together. And she was like talking about that. And me as a reflector, I don't feel like I'm the leader. I feel like I'm more like we're all leaders. Like, that's the thing, Christ consciousness. Christ wasn't about followers, like he wanted leaders. We're all leaders. Like, here, I'm not reaching you as you're not my followers, you are fellow leader. And me as a reflector, I feel like I'm really good as like, I feel like I'm like the clue, like cluing us together, you know? I don't know. I don't feel like elaborating right now. Creating brotherhood. Oh, this was also so good. I feel like I'm going mad. Episodes of feeling mentally, emotional, even manic. Extreme energy going on. Very intense. Yeah. This is my big challenge. Like like, for me, it's like, Ferdi, you just gotta stay grounded and sane in the timeline. The rest is just finds you naturally. But you gotta really make sure you stay sane and grounded. And this is where I feel like the dark side, like whatever you want to call it, like, what are demons? Demons are just like, oh my god, I got into that yesterday. And this is what I got. Demons are nothing more than the gods of competitor religions that your religion vilified. It's just foreign gods that are demons. You know, what are demons? Like, we're all gods. It's just like, what are your belief structure? So many demons are just misunderstood. But then I can feel how like there are certain beings that wanna like bargain a deal with me, and they really play on my weakness, which is my mental health. And like my weak spots about like my lower chakras, how I love sex and fucking, and it's this is why it's so healthy to be with Faye right now in a monogamous relationship. And actually having really good sex with her and being really fulfilled in that. Because, and this is also what she said, I get that so much confirmed. She was like, Ferdi, watch out about your sexual energy, like with whom you share it. Keep your vibration high and be discerning about the company I keep around, in particularly sexually. And this I got now from so many sources. Because like this is my weak spot. I wanna fuck. I'm like so horny. Like, this is Temptation Island. This is Disneyland of spirituality. Is Kopangan. That's how I call it. Or Julian Zietlow called it. I love that. I love that because and I'm a reflector. Like, I reflect Kopangan, and I'm that's why I'm moving out soon of the soup of Sri Tanu. I'm moving to Bantai soon, like the end of the month. I'm having an amazing house there for a couple months. Because I need to get out of the soup, because I reflect the soup so much and people are going through it, and I really feel all the toxic masculinity shit and I process it for them. Like, I'm going to Xantiva and stuff, and there's just so much sexual energy and just like so much in man that is built up and that is not so nice because it's not integrated, and then it comes out in nasty ways, and I can really feel that, and then I could identify with that, like, I'm me, but this doesn't belong to me. I just like kind of help to process that for the collective, so I gotta be cautious to not anyways. Just like watch out with whom you bargain a deal with. If I don't forget it, I link you down below a really good Ryo cutout. It's just 8 minutes. This high-level stuff. It's called How Do I Utilize Demons Without Giving Away My Soul? Because it's be cautious, you know. Then there's another girl coming in with darkish skin, thick, dark, long, curly hair from Africa continent, probably not black, darker skin, connection in shadow work. Because I feel like I already integrated most of my shadows in this timeline, and now what I really feel about this connection, and I feel like it's either Ipti or Choice. I have like 2 women that I really like that are in my reality, or it's someone I haven't met yet. And what I feel like, because I really integrated my shadows in this timeline, I feel like with this person, we gonna remember a different timeline, maybe like, I feel like an Egyptian one, where there are a lot of unintegrated shadows, darkness, just a lot of shit that hasn't been processed yet. And we remember it together, and we'll process it together in this timeline, because this is what this timeline is a lot about. It's a lot about cleaning up our karma. Like, it starts all in this timeline. We clean up our shit here, and then like all like the Atlantean stuff, the Lemurian stuff, Egyptian stuff. There's so much things that kind of haven't been processed, I feel like, and we create an alternative timeline where it like has a kind of happy ending. This is what I feel like. So really exciting stuff. I don't know, because I feel these days I feel so on top of things. You know, I feel I actually grounded is such a bitch for me, and now I feel like on top of things. Like that's right now. Like, Ferdi, don't take plant medicine. Duh. Go into nature, mature woman, breathwork, yoga, a lot of like Bob Marley, you know, like just be in your body. And since I'm doing this all for like now a while, I got this, you know, I got this. I'm not afraid anymore to go crazy, to I don't struggle really about like depression keeps coming back, but I now identified really clearly. But I don't struggle with self-deletion anymore, like suicide, you know, like exiting the timeline. I really am committed to this timeline, and I'm doing really good these days. Like, yeah, but it a couple of weeks, like a couple of months ago, it wasn't like that. Like, I really struggled, and I shared it all. Like, just go, especially I think in my German podcast, didn't I? But also my English one. Let's check it out. English. Yeah, here 2 weeks ago. It's called Struggling. Check out that one. So it's not that long ago. Then this was also interesting about fatherhood and pregnancy. Someone who is trying to convince me to getting her pregnant. I'm like, who is that? It's definitely not Faye. Faye and I really don't want a baby right now. And it's so funny because Faye also got in her reading pregnancy coming up 3 times. We're like, what does that mean? And I really think it's meaning hybrid kids, because I so connect to hybrid kids. We both don't want to have a biological kid right now. We want to first like really activate our suit, our gifts, be of service, and really get grounded in like this awakening and our purpose of who we are. It's like a new purpose that is coming in, you know. We're all like thought we're muggles, and now we're like getting the letter to Hogwarts, and we're realizing, oh, we're all like actually magicians, and magic and miracles are the norm. So we activate like a new purpose. Like, my purpose as an influencer, what I used to be, I'm not that anymore. Like, you know, the 6th line, the role model, I'm still an influencer. Like, this is throughout my life theme, but now it's like really all about the magic stuff, you know. The Oracle Wisdom Keeper, I love that shit. Starting working with men, I got that. She also said that a lot. Working with couples, divine masculine, feminine. See a girl I interview, she will help me with my fans. Sister, twin, and yeah, and I'm feeling this is Heather Hoffman, this is activation vibration, and she feels like a twin. Like, we are so the same. Heather and I had a crush on her for so long, but now it shifted so much more into she's like my twin, and twins being together romantically is kind of wasted because we're so alike that we want to merge with someone else. But we want to be like best friends, you know, like really vibe positively, being like twins. I'm excited when she enters my reality. And then she saw 2 tarot cards, the 3 of Swords. Betray, heartache, failure, swords in my heart. Ooh! And this, she said, is like, she felt like in the past, and I really like think this is my past relationship. And the second one, the magician reverse. Improper use of power, narcissism, manipulation. She also said like both of those cards are in the past, and I also feel like this is all this chapter about my last relationship. That is like I healed really for myself, and there's still a lot to heal, like eventually, you know. But it's like I don't want to speak about it in my podcast anymore, because it's like this all needs to die, and I want to meet eventually anew. And I feel like I'm focusing on myself and on my healing journey, and I want to meet anew. And I don't feel like this is anytime soon. I feel like this is in the next years. And until then, I don't really want to talk about it on social, because I don't want to speak bad about her, because I love her, you know, and everything, there is nothing bad. It's only she, like Brittany was one, or is still one of my greatest teachers. I learned so much in such a short time. Thank you. And everyone is amazing, you know. So there's only love. Like, this is where the waterfall so helps me, like really seeing clearly where things are coming from. Like, it's all coming from love, or a scream for love, you know. But yeah, I don't want to go into it, because I can so decode it these days. But then it's just like, it could easily be like perceived as like I'm blaming, when I'm just like unpacking the realization of the energy behind. So these days I like to keep it more general, of like, because it's like the archetype, you know. It's like many are this wounded girl or a wounded boy that like really shit happens to them, like, oh my god, it's horrible. And then if they haven't fully healed it yet, they don't feel safe in their own bodies. And when you don't feel safe in your own body, you project on anything that doesn't make you feel safe, where it's you're not feeling safe in your own body all along. And it's like, you need to heal that, because if you don't feel safe in your own body, you will never feel safe. And then you can project it on anything, or you just come to realization like, oh, it's me all along. And there are like many on this journey, and awaken to this right now. But yeah, I don't want to go into that. I just like, I have so much love for her, but I just like, I don't want to talk about it. I really want to like let this chapter like finish, and then eventually unpack that from a really grounded, healthy place. But right now, I find the energy like too hectic. South American shaman woman, like 60, having a black crow feather for me. A message from the ancestors. Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll now her reading, because it's so good. And yeah, I would be super excited. I'm gonna leave the YouTube comments off for now. Oh, also at the beginning, the pipe of peace, making peace. Oh yeah, because the pipe for me is like DMT. And peace, like, this is so what I get. I'm here to embody peace, like bringing peace to the galaxy. And like read the book. It's called Ferdinand. It's like about this ox, and he was all about bringing peace. And this is so my life theme. You know, like when Julian attacked me or whatever, like I always choose peace. And this is how like, you don't fight war by hating war. That's what Bashar says. You fight war by loving peace. So yeah. Okay, but what I just said, I still keep the YouTube comments off. This feels so much healthier for now. All the people that just don't resonate with me, they can shift away, or they can like wake up in their own way. But I'm not an ayahuasca bucket. No, I have like no, please park your poison somewhere else. I want to have this a safe space for me, to my inner child, to come out and really share my downloads. Like, hey, this is fun. And not have like, you know, because it sticks to me. Whenever like people in comments write shit, it's like, I'm like, then I like put on shields. Like, hey, you don't deserve my inner child to come out. Like, fuck you. And I don't want it anymore. I want to be really raw, vulnerable, and my inner kid to feel safe and come out and play. But please, I would love it if you text me Insta DMs or on WhatsApp how you like this podcast. Like, was this too much about me? Because this is like my reading. But then this is really what my podcast turned into. It's my little show about my life and reporting back on this alien journey. Okay, I'm repeating myself. I'm really done. I'm really excited to go to the gym. But before I play this reading now, I want to pull one card of the Osho deck. Oh my god, it's my favorite card of the deck. Yeah, oh my god. It's Thunderbolt. And look at this one. And this for me is the shape-shifting card. I keep pulling this card. And this is like my life, like, oh, there's also so much synchronicity about thunder. And she was also channeling that about my energy field that I feel, wait. Let's take a deep breath. Fully exhale. Inhale. Yeah, also that I'm gonna have a massive Kundalini awakening soon. Excited for that, feeling really ready. Yeah, I don't know that. Also in the other reading, she said, I have just a lot of healing energy, and it's especially through my hands. And there's something like I have this thing. I keep shaking, like I shake a little bit. And I went to many doctors in the past, and they're like, "Hey, you're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you." And I have just so much energy flowing through my system. And you know, when I get these surgeries on my stomach, they put in a big net. So under my abdominals, I have like this huge plastic net, because I have like. In my stomach, there's like this alien, and there's like so much energy moving, and I feel like I have this net because I can get in such a light body. You know, when I go to these higher dimensions, it's semi-physical to non-physical. It's purely energy often. And to hold that high vibe, you need to like be able to like let that energy move through your body. So that's why also the Thunderbolt. Like I really feel like this thunder, like this energy pulsating through my body, and I get really ready and able to hold that and not like poof. Okay, I'm gonna roll the reading now. I'm excited for your feedback. Thanks for listening. Until next time, peace out. And what I forgot to say is I'm gonna link Faye's Instagram down below. So if you wanna have a face reading as well, then just message her on Instagram.
Hi Ferdy, this is your reading. It's Sunday the 3rd of November. So when I tuned in, straight away I got a guide through. He's a Native American man, and he was wearing white fur, cream white fur around his shoulders, and he had grey hair. He was old, he was like 70, 80, and his hair was plaited. And he was smoking a pipe. And when I asked, you know, what's the significance of this? And he said to me, peace, the pipe of peace. And I got the message, peace, it was like many levels of meaning to this word that was appropriate for you or that was significant for you. I got you need to make peace with someone, but also with yourself. And he said that you need to think about this word and what it means to you. Meditate on this word because it's significant to you at the moment. At the moment. So what's the meaning and significance of peace in your life at the moment? I just got the impression that you've got loads of ancestors around you at the moment, like a group of them. You're being very, very guided at the moment. And I see an ancestor or a dimensional guide, but it feels like an ancestor. And these like codes cover his eyes. Like, I don't know what they are, Ferdy, but they're like codes, like, and it's brightly coloured, like light codes. And I just saw like these guides are, and this doesn't really make sense to me, but I'm going to tell you what I saw. These guides are programming codes, doing something with frequency and how you are perceiving things, what you are understanding, what you are learning. It's all been very orchestrated for you at the moment. Things have been presented to you in a different way, a new way, and I've got new ways of perception, new ways of seeing things on an energetic level, a different dimension of perception. And it's you're basically, in a nutshell, you are seeing things very, very differently to what you were before. Your level of perception and understanding is really deepening and growing. And this is to do, obviously, with your own learning and your own work, but this is also very much to do with you being guided by your guides, by your dimensionals who are helping. And it's something to do with programming of codes that are being downloaded. That's what I get, that it's like you've reached a higher frequency and you're literally accessing these codes. You're being very, very guided at the moment with your level of perception and learning and understanding. And when I asked a little bit more information, I got it's all within the masculine. All within the masculine, your understanding of what the masculine is, your understanding of the divine masculine, your perception of masculinity is growing, deepening, changing. This is all to do with the masculine. And I got the phrase leading the way. So I feel that this level of perception, this new understanding, this depth of understanding is to do with your work and what you will be teaching and communicating to others. Because what you're learning goes against most people's understanding of the masculine, or should I say, most people's experience of the masculine. So all the downloads that you're getting now in terms of masculine energy or the masculine is to assist you in getting a deeper, greater understanding and depth of understanding. So in order for you to be able to teach, and not just teach, literally lead the way. Not everyone has this level of perception that you are receiving. Not everyone has that level of understanding. So you are very much leading the way. You will be teaching people through your level of deepened awareness and understanding. Then my right foot really begins to hurt. And the right is always about the masculine. And the foot is actually about your personal truth. It's about truth. So standing in your truth as a man, standing in your masculine truth, standing in divine masculine energy. And then this guide moves over to, I seem like on your face, he moves over to your left side and particularly hovers like around your eyes. Energy is centered around your left eye. And I've got that it will influence, because when I asked what that meant, what I got, because I see things symbolically, so what I see is it will, your new level of perception will influence how you perceive the feminine. Your perception of the feminine will change. Your perception of the divine feminine will change. I see a girl connected to you. Whether you have met her or whether you will meet her, I'm not sure. But she's young, she's mid-20s, and she's got long hair, and it's dark blonde, and it's wavy, and it's past her shoulders, and she's very natural, like very just natural, loose, wavy hair, and no makeup. She's very natural, and I've got that you will make a connection with her, and I literally see like two pieces of a jigsaw clicking together. It's like you just make this connection on many levels, not just sexually, but very much emotionally, spiritually, mentally. It's like a meeting of minds as well. I also get that she's experiencing something similar to you, that she's experiencing a shift in her perception and understanding about the feminine. She's literally, it feels like what you're doing within the masculine, she's doing within the feminine. It's literally like she's it's happening to her at the same time, and you just kind of click, and it's a connection of real growth, and you kind of share each other's learning and understanding. So I don't know when you're going to meet her, or you may have already met her, but there is like the female equivalent who is also having a shift and a big growth, and I think that frequency that you're both on kind of attracts each other. I got the quality of people who are around you, particularly women, will improve. I think that you're going to become quite discerning about who you share your time and energy with. And I've got that people who are not on your frequency will just fall away. I don't see any major in the future, major breakups or, issues. But I think naturally people will just kind of fall away who aren't meant to be in your field. And your frequency will and the work that you're doing will just kind of make that naturally happen. Again, I come back again and I see again it's like I get the word brotherhood. I see a brotherhood of male, that they're presenting as male. I see like a brotherhood of guides working together to develop your learning and understanding of the divine masculine. So you can teach it, basically. This is all to do with you up-leveling so you can teach. It's so needed. And I just get then as I feel it. It is so needed at the moment to bring in, to call in and have, real divine masculine energy with our men. It is so, so needed. So you can teach it, so you can show it. And again, I see light codes being downloaded into your energy field. They literally unlock understanding and access higher frequencies in that area. It might actually feel, and I'll be interested to know this, Ferdy, but you might actually feel like you're going mad. Or you might have very intense episodes where you feel mentally or emotionally even quite manic. You might have a real extreme energy going on. Not bipolar, but just it's very, very intense. Maybe to the point where it feels like you can't cope with the intensity of it. And I kind of see like these codes as like ancient symbols. I feel like there are symbols on, and it could be something different, but like Egyptian, for Egyptian or very ancient civilizations were given access to these codes and they got lost. That's what I'm picking up on. They got lost and now they're being reintroduced again. I don't know whether they were used. I don't know whether they were understood, but they were introduced to ancient civilization. I don't know, but they got lost for centuries, and now they're to the right people. They're coming back. It's like the time to reintroduce them again. And I just see a vision of like these ancient symbols attaching to you know, like you have your strands of DNA. I see like these ancient symbols being attached to your DNA. Then your father comes up. I don't know what your relationship is like with your father, but I feel that there's an opportunity to heal that relationship. It might not even be face to face. I feel like it's more of an energetic thing, that the work that you're doing will heal that relationship with him and even your ancestral line. I got that your relationship with him has been challenging, and he brings up feelings of vulnerability, fear, maybe not living up to expectations. There's kind of like a toxicity within, like the toxic masculine, and I feel that this is going to be healed. I got that I don't really go into, I don't know the details, but I just got that this has been a challenging connection for you, and there's an opportunity coming up in terms of healing that. Now I've got another girl coming in. She's dark skinned, and she's got like thick, dark, long, curly hair. She's very pretty. I feel like she's from the African continent, maybe. Yeah, she's dark skinned, not black, but she's dark skinned. And I ask, what's the connection? And I'm given shadow work. So you're going to make a connection with this girl, and I don't think it's going to be easy. It's going to be one of those connections that's very rewarding, but it's challenging, because there's going to be lots of lessons and learning, and there's going to be learning within your shadow work. And I got take the lessons, take the learning, focus on the positives of the connection. Because you called her in, that there's an opportunity for you to do more work. It's not a connection that's going to hurt you, but it's going to be challenging, and you're going to have to face elements of yourself, even deeper shadow elements of yourself. And her, by the way, you'll experience it from her as well. I kind of get the feeling that women who have been in your orbit or your around you lately have been teaching you quite a lot. But also, I've been told, remember that you have so much to teach others. With women, it goes two ways. You have a lot to teach them. I got that you could, if you feel guided, you could set an intention for the type of woman, or you may even do this. Set an intention for the type of woman who you want to enter into your life. Now, I know that you have your podcasts and your YouTube channel, But I've got something about a connection with sound, music, energy, frequency. I got that you need to start using different frequencies to communicate. Yeah, like communicate in different ways. Try another channel. Experiment with how you can work with energy and frequency. Yeah, that's what I got. I don't know if you do that already, but start experimenting with that. Whether you do energy healing or body work, start experimenting with how you communicate and heal in a different form, a different way. It might be that you meet someone, and I get this was in connection with a woman. I get that maybe you meet a woman and she's like the portal into that. She's like, she opens the doorway. It's like she leads the way into you experimenting with another way of using your energy and frequency. I got that you're very powerful, energetically gifted. And the more you work on that, the more opportunities will open up. The higher, the higher levels of frequency, the better the opportunities, or the better the quality of opportunities that come to you. I just got that it's time to skill up. I also got allow the even possibly a shift in course, or a shift in a different direction, or opening up different directions, like being open to new ways of expressing yourself, new ways of communicating. And I got allow the unexpected, have an open mind, even with the type of woman that you normally connect with. Maybe you open yourself up to a different type of woman in terms of physical appearance or age. Just kind of like be a bit more open-minded and be willing to kind of experience new things, get into that frequency of curiosity, frequency of acceptance, and learning and experiences from new and unexpected sources. I get a vision of an eclipse. I literally see the sun, and then I see the eclipse and everything goes dark, and then I see it move away again. And I see this as something symbolic. It's either, and I think this is true, it feels this way. It feels like you've been through a really challenging time where there's been a lot of shadow, a lot of darkness, or things that can be classed as or perceived as being negative, whether that's within you, definitely within others. It's come out in people that you've been around, and within you. It's been a difficult time. I also get this as I'm writing it, I really got the feeling of speed, rush, urgency, lots of energy, like thoughts and ideas racing, flying out of you. It's like as I'm feeling this energy, I literally can't write the words quick enough. Even a feeling of being impatient, just a feeling of real speed, urgency, that kind of feeling. I don't know whether you're impatient with a new project that you're starting or want to start, or a new venture, but I get this urgency, and you really don't have to feel that if that's what you're feeling. I feel that you need to take your time Be more discerning. Feel it in all of your bodies, your mental body, your physical body, and your emotional body. Like if you get an urge or an idea, like can you feel it on all levels? Yeah, maybe start. I've just got something else now. Like just start when you get something like an idea or something. Where do you feel it? Is it purely in your thought body, your thinking body, your mental body? Or do you have a flash of inspiration and you feel it in your energy body? Like, be discerning, like where are you feeling this? Because I think it's something to do with where you're feeling it will help you discern how successful it's going to be or the mileage behind it. Is it going to be something that is that's got a lot of legs, that's a great idea that's got a lot of potential. So kind of like, because I feel like you get lots and lots of thoughts, lots of downloads, lots of insights. Which ones can you really, really work with? Which ones for you hold the most growth and power and learning for yourself and others? Now this is very interesting. So you're just going to have to be open-minded on this one, all right, Ferdy? But I get fatherhood around you and pregnancy. So be careful. Now it feels, I'm going to just tell you what I get, all right? I get that there's someone who actually is trying to convince you to get them pregnant, that for the sole purpose of having a child, not like an accident, but it feels like I really want to have your baby. I know it sounds crazy, Ferdy, but you just have to be open-minded on this. It's like, they say, energetically that child will be amazing, so powerful with all, with you and me, it will be such an amazing soul. It's like someone is trying to convince you, or will try, or will talk about, wow, if I had a child by you. I know it sounds mad, I'm just saying that's what came through. I'm not saying that's what will happen, and I don't feel in any way that anyone is going to try and trick you into pregnancy. But there's just this thing about fatherhood and pregnancy. Start working with men more, I get. Whether you work in a men's circle, not as a leader, not as anything like that, but just to be part of it. Just to be part around. I've got something about you're going to get a lot from being around the energy of men. It's going to lead to something in the future. And it's kind of, I just get this feeling of scales like balancing out. Be around the energy of men more. And I got the phrase spiritual counselling. Working energetically with couples regarding the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And then I got in the future, not the near future, but in the future, big workshops on a big scale to do with couple work and counselling and the divine masculine and feminine. And I see a girl on you're interviewing her, whether it's for your YouTube channel or a podcast, but I see her talking to you. And she's talking about the esoteric. She's talking about, I don't know what part of the esoteric, but she's talking about spiritual esoteric matters. And it's like she becomes like it's a sister energy. I don't feel it's sexual, but it's like a twin energy, a sister energy. And it's a powerful connection, and she will help you advance. You'll learn a lot from her, as she will you. It's a good connection. It's a wholesome connection. It's a positive connection to do with your growth. Vicky's taught me how to stream your first incarnation in a human or in a bodily form. So I've been doing some work with Vicky on this. So I thought I'd do it with you. The first time you ever took a bodily form. This doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be on this earth plane, because this one wasn't. I'll tell you what I got. You were like, I got the word first of all, oracle, wisdom keeper, oracle. And I got that you were from the 15th dimension and that you communicated telepathically. And your ability was that you opened portals to different dimensions to obtain information. Energetically, you can change frequencies and open portals. And you travelled between dimensions to obtain information for your race of people in order for their higher learning and their growth and development. And you shared that with them. Like a time travel, like travelling between dimensions, different dimensions and different times. You had the ability to open up energetically these portals and dimensions, and you could travel freely between them to different dimensions. Oracle, wisdom keeper. So you travel to these different dimensions and you gained access to information and learning. And then you took that back and you shared that information with your people to develop them, to make them grow, and to prosper, like as in spiritually, like their frequency will improve, and that they will improve. When I asked for the key themes of this life, I got authority, knowledge, advancement, skill, and communication. And what I've learned through Vicky is that a lot of the themes that we have in our first embodiment in a body are the themes that we carry on throughout all of our lifetimes. So the themes of authority, knowledge, advancement, skill, and communication are actually important to you also in this lifetime and previous lifetimes, and will in future lifetimes to come. I got the phrase dark counsel, and I feel that your soul, throughout all of many lifetimes, you're hiding from them across dimensions and time. It's like a game. I got like it's a game of cat and mouse. That they know your power and your ability, and you're targeted. Like, you not that they've got a hit on you, but like you're on their radar. You're on their radar because you're very, very powerful. You're very, very, very energetically powerful. And they know that you can do great, great, great good in this life and more lifetimes to come. And it's like you've literally got like a hit on your head. Not that you're going to die or anything like that, but energetically, I get they're trying to kind of siphon your energy, and siphon you like you're a threat to them, because you know so much and too much your light and your ability and what you're going to achieve in this lifetime, or what you have set out to achieve, your mandate is very, very important for the human race, and it's like you're being targeted, siphoning your energy, and this has happened to me. Like, I was lasered when I was at 2 different times in my lifetime. I've been lasered by these people, so it's, you know, it does happen to people who share or have good, like, gifts, or who are very energetically or spiritually advanced. Anyone who basically is going to profoundly help the human race, they target. And I feel like you've been targeted as well. I got that when you were younger, there was a lot of illness. And I think it was something to do with them siphoning your energy, or trying to do something to you with your energy to kind of stop you in your tracks, so to speak. Tried to cut you off when you were a child. Did you have like some kind of near-death experience or illness? I feel like they tried to take you out, but they couldn't because you're too powerful and you're too protected. I nearly died when I was 4 as well. This is why I say it, Ferdy, because it feels the same frequency for me as well, that they try and cut you off when you're younger, when you're more vulnerable, and when you don't have as much, power. They try and cut you off before you get very, very powerful. But obviously they haven't succeeded, and you're absolutely fine, But I do believe there is something, there is a council on a different dimension who don't want us to achieve, who don't want us to fulfill our life mandate. But you're a lot less vulnerable now. But just keep your frequency high and be discerning about the company you keep, particularly sexually. What am I gonna? Yeah, but your perception is gonna just go. It's gonna really up level, and then my right ear begins to hurt, and that's another way that they get you, like with an energetic implant. I just feel like there are certain individuals in this world, and there's quite, there's quite a few of us who get targeted. So just be aware, just keep your frequency and your energy high. Keep focused on what you want to achieve. Now, I see you doing, this isn't something that I said, I see you doing, I don't know if you do yoga, but I see you doing yoga, and I see a massive, like almost like a Kundalini awakening, like a massive energy download, and the whole of your head is covered in a ball of light. And it's like the crown chakra, it's like such a connection. So I don't know if you're going to do yoga or whether this has happened and you've literally just had like a Kundalini awakening, or a download, a spiritual download. It could happen suddenly. And I got it's in connection with a moon phase. It's not a new moon and it's not a full moon. It's either like a waxing or a waning. It's like a slither. But yeah, like some kind of spiritual awakening. And then I see like the Christ energy and like a crucifix. So you may even get curious about connecting with the Christ energy, which is something actually that I've done in the last 6 months. I've very, very much connected to that energy. So just have a look out for that. Then I just saw 2 tarot cards appear, and it was the 3 of Swords and the Magician reversed. Now, I don't really read tarot, so I had to look it up. And I feel this is in your past. Like, this is something that has happened to you. But I got like the Three of Swords represents betrayal, unhappiness, heartache, sadness, failure, setback. And it's literally a heart with three swords in. So I feel like this is romantic. It's something in connection with a romance. And then the Magician reversed is improper use of power, narcissism, manipulation, someone trying to deceive you or you deceiving yourself. So I don't know if you've been in a situation where you felt these things, but that came up. And then, this is really interesting. This is kind of like the last part. I was taken, and this happens, this is like, she's made a connection with, there's two of them, and within my readings, they make a connect, I can go to them. They're like guides, but they're not my personal guides, but it's like a South American shaman woman, and she's an old lady. She's like 60, late 50s, 60s, late 60s. And she's always on my left. And I have to walk and they're around a fire. And there's also a man, but I don't connect with the man. He's there. He's holding the circle. He's holding the energy and the frequency. But I don't communicate with him. I communicate with her. And I ask her, does she have a message for you? Is there something that you need to be told? And I see these like animal bones, and she throws them, like runes. Like she throws them and I don't know what the bones symbolize. She throws them and she looks at them, and then she gives me a black crow feather and she says, give it to him. So you're being given the gift of a black crow feather. Now I don't know the significance. I know that crows are magicians. They're magicians. They play with magic and energy. But when I looked up what the symbolism of the feather was, I had to write it down. Powerful symbol of awareness and wisdom gained through heightened awareness and learning. It's a message from the ancestors. Keep moving forward. It also means protection from spirit and healing from spirit. Yeah, carries the energy of the spirit world. Oh yeah, when I asked about the bones, she just said the fates. The fates. I didn't get anything else that. And then she blows. She's got this she's smoking. And she blows this smoke into the air. Like how you see into a crystal ball. It's like she blew it. And I tried to look in there. I tried to see what she was seeing, and she said, it's not for you to see. And that it's for you, and you will meet her. You will meet her. And it's for you to see. So maybe you can connect to her in meditation. Go up to the fire and see if you can see her sitting there in a meditation, because I feel like there might be a message for you. All right, my love. Well, that's what I got. I hope you can resonate and connect with it. Let me know. All right, my love.